Hello, Ben.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Busy day of meetings. Good. So,
I hear you. Okay. Um, it looks like we have a quorum. So did Heather say if she's going to be joining by Zoom?
If she was gonna join, it was gonna be by Zoom,
Okay.
but I have not heard from her.
Okay. Okay. Well, we can get started because we do have a quorum and I want to be respectful of everybody's time. So, I'll call the meeting to order at 4 o'clock. I'm trying to figure out how to have my agenda open at the same time as the Zoom. Can you still see me or did it black out my?
Nope, we can see you.
Okay. Um, then I will call this meeting to order and it looks like we're going to go straight into action items. I guess for the commission, what I'd like to maybe do is see if um I guess we can just go through one at a time. So action item 2A to approve the amendment of number 1 with HRK Engineering for parking lot design. Do any commissioners have any questions for Mr. Greenwood?
no questions. I would just like to add one comment, if I could, to this. I've spoken to Kevin about this. I'm fine with the action item. I'd like to request the commission add approximately $5,000 at our executive director's discretion, so that once this design and these plans are done, it can be run past KPF just to make sure that everything as it relates to the roundabout and the infrastructure work that they are working on all works and all ties in on the parking lot, specifically at Second and Anchor. That will not so much be a huge portion of this project, but with the industrial traffic going through there and the utilities that will be a part of this project or through there, I would like to make sure that everything is okay, so that it doesn't affect that larger project. I don't know the cost of it, but I think just as a review, so we don't have to go back in the future and spend even more money if it wasn't addressed now.
I would also mention that I would recommend that this contractor get in contact with the other contractor. And what Ben is saying is a good idea, but get them talking anyway.
Yeah.
If they know two projects are adjacent to each other, they ought to be communicated, type of a thing. The only other comment I have on this, and it's really up to you. The deliverable of this particular contract is a design. Correct. Do you want the contractor to give you an estimate of what it's going to cost for construction? And if so, I didn't see that in here.
Yes.
They gave you an estimate for their work, but not construction, at least.
Yes. Yes, that is a added. So you'll notice that the recommendation is pending administrative and legal review. And so one of the tasks is the bid preparation. And so we are requiring that a preliminary cost estimate be included as part of the bid documents that go out, so people have an understanding of what the engineer's estimates.
I just didn't see that in your document.
Yes,
deliverables.
and there is an updated version that does include that.
Okay.
We have had to, unfortunately, we've had our attorneys working through this. I'm not happy about that, but that is one of the items that I am tracking to make sure we include.
That's all my comment.
Okay, then can I get a motion to authorize contract amendment with HRK Engineering for waterfront parking lot development not to exceed 78,150 plus. Or would that just be under pending administrative and legal approval plus a $5,000 placeholder for,
Engineering coordination.
thank you.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Chair, I. Okay, item B, approval of real estate master services agreement. Does any commissioner have any question in regards to that?
I do. And my question is, it looks like the specific tasks are on like a 6-month timeline. Yet the contract looks like it specifies for 5 years.
Sure.
Tell me about that.
Yes, so the purpose of the MSA is to have this competition. This allows us to kind of have a very large contract,
Okay.
but we don't necessarily know what the scopes are of the individual work orders. So by having this 5-year competitive procurement process, large procurement, can we use that as an umbrella? And then we work these work orders as need be. And if we need to re-up them for after 6 months, which is kind of a probationary period, then we can do another work order, let's say for 12 months. And so, or the commission, and in talking with Tom Bocci, it's not unusual for commercial listing agreements to just simply be a series of 6-month contracts. And I did try to reach out to AJ Christie as well, who is who is a commercial broker here in town who did not bid. And I was going to ask him about, the 6-month versus 12-month term. But I wasn't able to, I guess he's in Belgium right now, so not available.
So what's the 5 years?
That just means that there can be a series of additional
There can.
work orders. Yes.
But if for instance, there was lack of satisfaction after 6 months or a year.
Indeed.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I want to understand.
So if today we wanted to go out with a second 5-year master agreement.
Yeah.
We could.
Yes, so at the end of the 5-year term, and we want to renew.
No. Is there a reason why we can't have two realtor firms
Oh,
with
yes,
5-year contracts
You can do that.
based on
Yes.
work releases?
Yep, and have separate work orders
Yeah,
based
so
on.
if we're happy with one, keep them going. If
Great.
this one gets hungry, let
Yep,
them have it.
absolutely.
Okay.
There's not like a non-compete or, you can have as many as you need.
Thank you.
Okay. Then I can could I get a motion? I'm trying to find the language.
Yes, I move that we approve the real estate master services agreement and work orders with Tom Bocci, Kidder Matthews for real estate services.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, chair, aye.
Great, thank you.
Okay, action item C is the master service agreement and work order with Some Design for architectural services.
Yes, and you will notice in your packet, I did send you, Christy and Ben, you might in your inbox. There is now a more detailed breakdown by task and hours and title. So this just came out in the last few hours, but this is a breakdown on the scope and activities. And so Eric and I spent a couple weeks going through this, and I think that really this will get at the end of the period, you'll have a report with recommendations on where the new or operations will be located. And it includes setting the criteria, weighting the criteria, interviewing, doing the programming, the interviewing of staff.
So most of this made a good sense to me. I just have a question on page 15 at the bottom about reimbursable expenses.
Sure.
The maximum, the limit of $4,800 for 4 trips to the river.
Yeah.
Is that to account for the fact that lodging may be required? And I'm
Maybe,
trying to like figure out, because
yeah.
it seems like the travel to the river, those things, the hours involved seem to be built into the work order on the large foldout.
Yes.
So
yeah.
These are reimbursable travel expenses. Obviously, it doesn't cost that much in gas to drive out here.
Yeah, this has got to be more towards lodging.
And I'm just.
That's exactly right. And just like this 5-year master services agreement is really to accommodate those types of expenses, which would primarily be a hotel.
Right. And if it's not needed, fine, but if it is, it's covered.
That's the idea.
Okay. All right.
Let's see here. What's the schedule for completing this first workload?
Yeah, so the work, it's about a 6-month. It's to go through it. There was, let me see here.
It's at the bottom of 14, top of 15. There's just a general sort of like 4 weeks for this, 1 week for this.
Correct.
Sort of.
Yeah. Starting with deliverables and delivery schedule, task 1.1, 4 weeks. The deliverable would be the programming report, and then that would be a commission meeting review. We can certainly get, our plan is once we do the kickoff, we'll get the actual dates applied to these schedules. But overall, it's about a 24-week process is what we got on the schedule.
And what do we get at the end of 24 weeks?
You will get a final report, which includes a preliminary ranking report of all of the port's properties and potential leasable space elsewhere in Hood River. It would include the evaluation matrix with all the scoring. It would include the criteria report about how those criteria were identified and weighted.
Will it include some kind of an inventory of work that needs to be done in each of these facilities?
So that could actually be one of the criteria that would be developed, like how much investment needs to be put into any given space. So I think that would be fleshed out during that criteria development.
Okay, so the first work order is okay, this is not just for this building replacement, it's for everything.
Programming's a big one, interviewing the management team, trying to figure out adjacencies.
So how does this work in conjunction with the other contract we talked about with real estate? How does it work?
Yeah, that's a good question. So one of the elements is the potential of identifying, maybe there's square footage here in Hood River, and it makes sense for the port to lease in an interim capacity some other space here in town. So as part of that analysis, Tom would work with Eric. After the programming and the square footage needs are identified, then Tom could go and check the inventory in Hood River and say, hey, we've identified these 3 commercial property parcels that could be considered and scored and weighted using the criteria identified.
Any other questions? If not, can I get a motion to authorize master service agreement and work order number 1 with Some Design Studio in the amount not to exceed 91,000 pending administrative and legal review?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Thank you.
action item D, approve resolution changing rules at the Ken Durnt Airfield, 2024-25-9. Any questions about that for Mr. Greenwood?
And this is a, page 59 on the earlier packet version. This actually came out of Airport Advisory Committee meeting from September 19th, dealing with the calm wind runway designation airport. I did confer with Commissioner Beaker, and he reviewed the attached resolution that I helped draft. But my understanding, and Tor jump in, is that it's really up to the pilots to determine the safest approach to the airport.
It always is. This is just removing that sort of official urging people to choose to land one way instead of the other, and to make the decision based on conditions, not based on something they read somewhere. It's purely a safety thing. I don't think anyone in the aviation community, there's universal support for this. And yeah, I don't know.
I'm guessing it basically says today to the aviation group, land,
Land on 7 if you can. It's kind of what it is right now.
which is east to west. Land into the wind
That's-
prevailing east to,
That's correct.
and then take off, do the same thing.
Do the same thing. And this is just saying, don't
Rely on it.
figure it out, because part of the issue is that our wind information is bad, and so people come in here and they think that they should land one way and other people are landing the other way, and you get some gnarly situations. So
Makes sense.
I think it's pretty straightforward.
So it basically puts it up to each pilot to figure it out.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, if no more questions, can I get a motion to adopt a resolution removing the calm wind runway designation from runway 7 at the Ken Durnt Airport?
Yes, I will move that we adopt a resolution removing the calm wind runway designation from runway 7 at Ken Durnt Airport.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and then action item E, employment contract with Kevin Greenwood, Executive Director. Do any commissioners have any questions about that?
When's he gonna start work? I don't.
If there's no questions, then can I get a motion? I'm trying to find it on my thing.
All right, I'll move to approve amendment number 2, employment contract with Kevin Greenwood, Executive Director, with adjustments in pay as well as one-time bonus.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Chair?
Thank you very much. Appreciate
Okay.
it.
Kevin
And
voted
without-
yes too. I saw.
Thank you, Debbie, for helping the process.
Yes, appreciate that. And if there's nothing else, then we will adjourn and everyone have a lovely day.
No, just hold on. We got one more.
Oh, that's right, that's
so-
right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we did get a request from the Hood River White Salmon Bridge
Yes.
Authority for a letter of support, which was added to the packet.
Yes, I just was reading that right before this. And this is for
Probably for the BIP
The
grant
BIP grant.
application.
So Christy, you said you were just reading this, but it does have your name at the bottom.
It does. I was just reading it, but no, I read it and I forgot that we needed to talk about it in this meeting.
Oh, okay.
My apologies for that. Yes, I did read this. I think it's wonderful. Did all the commissioners get this as well?
Yeah, I got it yesterday. If Commissioner Fox would like us to do this, I'm on board.
Yes, absolutely, please.
Okay, and if so, do we need to do a motion or is it more of a thumbs up?
Why don't you do a motion
Okay.
to authorize the signature?
Can I
Okay,
get
I
a
move that we approve the Bridge Authority letter of support for the bid grant.
can I get a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And Patty, do you need me to come down there to sign that or can we do DocuSign?
Actually, would you be able to just print it off, sign it and scan it back to me?
Yes,
I don't do DocuSign for the letter.
yep, I can definitely do that right now.
Okay, that'd be great. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and then with that, we will adjourn. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Wow, okay. Big milestone.